It's loading, and we are going live.
Awesome.
All right, give it just a couple of seconds to connect. And John, it is all yours. Do you want to do an intro?
Thank you, Amy. Appreciate it, Roger. Thank you, guys. John Holder with KentuckyNotary.net. That's where I blog. That's where I got my start. And I put some training up for remote online notaries at RONLine'21 And over the course of getting people help with remote online notarization, and the number one question that always comes up is, what platforms should I be using? So I tried to answer that the best I could in my course. We've got several different platforms, demos in there, whether it's YouTube channel or just different things. But anyway, I kept in the back of my mind, I always thought that it would be neat to get several companies and get them all together in one place virtually, because we're remote online notaries. We don't need the live stuff. But so if we get them all together and get everybody to kind of demonstrate at one time, and so we could have a sea of, here's the differences, here's the features, here's the benefits, here's the pricing, here's the roadmap, all those type of things that go into our decisions as to whether it's a good fit for us as either an independent remote online notary or W-2, or however you want to do it. So put an online event together, they said. Great idea. It's also like wrestling an 8-foot grizzly bear if you enjoy that type of thing. But it's been great. I've kind of relied on people such as Amy and my connections in the industry. Amy has been instrumental in putting this thing together. Couldn't have done it without her. We have so many different companies that are going to show up and present. Notarize, Cyberize, it's going to lead us off at noon on Monday. Working on SignX. A lot of these have told me yes. And this week it's like, okay, it's next week. So yeah, I need the real yes. We need to lock the date and time in. Some of those are coming. Live Notary, Guy Pearson's going to demonstrate secured signing. Glad to have them. Proper Sign, One Notary. I'm working with Notary Cam. I'm working with eNotary Seal, eNotary Log. Now, I hope I'm not forgetting anybody, but if I am, it's on the website. That's why I write that stuff down. It's too many for me to remember. We're gonna have a demonstration, and then we're gonna have a presentation, and another demo, and then we're just gonna work our way till we look up and it's Friday. Okay. There'll be at least 11 platforms demonstrating. There'll be two different companies that are gonna unveil their platform and what they have in mind for notaries. I think it's going to be really interesting for people to see who those are and the people kind of behind those deals. So it's just going to be a neat week to be a person who's interested in learning about remote online notarization, because the whole thing's free. We're going to leave every session up until the next day starts. It'll be on notary.events. Go to the different affiliate links and support your presenters or companies, or however you want to do it. They'll get you the information. But so it's free to register. There's an all access pass if you're interested in that. It'll be every after each day. We'll take the sessions down before we start the next day. So Tuesday at noon, we're pulling down Monday's sessions. Wednesday we pull down Tuesdays, and just keep going. And the only people who have access to those to the end of the year will be the all access pass purchasers. So it'd be a good thing if you're really interested in Ron. You don't want to miss a minute. We'll make sure we get this recorded for you. There's a transcription upgrade. It's $9 if you want to include written and audio transcriptions, because I think that's important. To me, whenever I put an online course together, I just thought it was very important to realize that different people learn things differently. You know, I'm old school. I like to print things out. I'm a binder person. I like to highlight. And I'm bad for the forest and kill trees still, but um, so you can write it out. You can listen to it in your car with an MP3 and that type of thing. Now it's in addition to the All Access Pass at $9. You can't just purchase it. Um, so it's in addition to the All Access Pass, and then there's an offer for Ron University, lifetime access, 33% off lifetime access, and that brings it down to under $100. I think it's like $98.50 or something. So the way I've been putting it on Clubhouse, if you want to get your Ron on, get signed up for this week. You can get the All Access Pass. You can get Ron University. You can find out about all these different platforms and then get your questions answered with all these different presentations on marketing, ideology. Did I even mention ideology, IdenTrust? We're going to talk about the identification verification process in depth. You'll know what's going on with those crazy KBA questions that everybody has to answer. You'll figure out how to get that digital certificate to your Secretary of State, because IdenTrust is going to help us with that. And so we've got some really neat partners. Couldn't have done it without Sue Hope, and Notary Assist is a very generous sponsor. They've agreed to help me afford a DJ for the event, so we're going to have some fun, get out of our butts, and move around a little bit, forget what's going on in the world, and learn at the same time too. It'll be serious, but I want us to have some fun. Another sponsor is Clyde Hepner and Mobile Notary KC. Clyde, of course, developed that Integrity Notary Journal. Can't speak. And that's probably the best notary journal on the market as far as a book form. I mean, I've got one. I think he's had a real good reception from his notary journal. It just lists so many documents that you can list and check off there, and do it all at one time. And so glad to have Clyde Hepner involved with Mobile Notary KC. Glad to have Sue Hope with Notary Assist. Sue's offering 1 year free of her software. We'll give that away at some time. Clyde's going to give away, I'm sure, a few journals. We're working that out. I'm going to give away some scholarships to Ron U. We'll give away at least one of those a day. And I've got to work on my neighbor and get some T-shirts out of her. I'm a little late to order, so I'm going to keep that close to home. We'll give away some T-shirts and that kind of stuff. So let me take a deep breath, Amy. I'm sorry. I could go on.
Oh, no worries. I'm super stoked. I've got let's see, a couple people are flipping over from Clubhouse to watch us on here. Thank you. We wanted to kind of open up the stream of communication tonight, bring us all in, and let you know that we are all kind of behind this event on October 11th. It is completely free for live access, so there is no fee to attend live. And Roger, do you have anything you want to say?
I was just going to say, looking forward to the event. I think we're up on deck on October 13th, around that time. So looking forward from a secured signing standpoint to show what we're offering and compared to some of the other companies and see how we can collaborate. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you, Roger. Now are you in the States, or you're not in New Zealand, are you?
No, I wish I was, right? Although they're locked down right now, I'd love to be there. No, I'm actually in Lake Worth, Florida, so right outside of West Palm.
All right, good deal.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, I didn't know if we were keeping you up late or it was an odd hour for you. Sometimes we go around the world like that. It's always interesting but we call the Eastern Standard Time Zone, that's God's time, isn't it, Amy?
I'm with you, because I'm here too.
All those other time zones, higher math. So, but yes. So, having said that, 11:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we'll go live. Monday, October 11th, and it'll be 11:45 every day on that. So Monday through Friday, we'll do the opening session. That'll, have some people up there with me, and then we'll do like a recap preview every day before we get started. And so that's will ease us into the presentations and demonstrations for the day, and we'll just kind of go over the lineup and announcements and that kind of thing. I've got to figure out bingo somehow. That's on my list for tonight. I've got to reach out. I'm reaching out to Katrina Caldwell.
I was going to say, you're going to call KC, right?
There you go. And yeah, we've got some neat partners. I'm calling in all favors on this bad boy. And Bill Soroka's my featured guest. He's going to lead us into this is hard to say, a Ron roundtable. That'll be our final session on Friday, October 15th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to bring up some guests, some presenters, some CEOs, some whoever wants to attend. And if you don't have your question answered by 4 o'clock on Friday, then you'll get one more chance. And we'll try to do our best to, just kind of crowdsource those questions and see if there's anything we've left uncovered, but just get some different perspectives on those answers. Ebony Locke will be there. She's just getting started. I'll be there. Amy, hopefully you'll be there. I think I can try it. Bill will be there. And so it's going to be neat to hear what Bill has to say about remote online notarization, because I've heard him talk about it a couple of times, but I think you guys will be really intrigued in what he has to say. And I've got to share this with you too. My inbox just started lighting up this morning, okay? And I was getting notification. All right, this is great. Get another text, and Bill says, "Oh, I sent an email out this morning," and I was like, "Yeah, I noticed." It's like he blew up my inbox. I was like, wow, the power of his engaged followers, and they're engaged for a good reason, because he's a great mentor for our industry. He's just one of my favorite people. I put out a post that you are the 5 people you surround yourself with today. And I thought of Bill Soroka would be one of those. He would be one of my 5 that I would want to put on that list, because I just think the world of him. I'm very thankful to have him lend his name and his knowledge and what he thinks is going to happen going forward with remote online notarization in general. So another deep breath.
It only has it has nowhere to go but up.
Yeah,
remote online notarization is coming around. There are so much more socially acceptable means for it now than there was a year ago when I got commissioned for it. So there's opportunity knocking. We might be driving the path as notaries right now, but in a year or 2 years from now, we'll be industry leaders, and everyone's going to look up to us.
I've had that question, and just real quick, somebody, I don't know if they might have been from California, and said, well, should I attend or should I get into this now? And my answer was, if you're at all interested and you see it as kind of what's coming, then by all means, yes. I started researching the topic in 2017. It intrigued me, way back when. I always kept an eye on what Virginia was doing and how they were doing it. It's coming to your state. It may not be there. It may be, you may have a RON permanent law, and that's great. If you don't, I would urge you to go ahead and get involved if you're at least been interested, and put the foundation down. And then, the day that it's legal in your state, you'll be knocking on the Secretary of State's door like I was and saying, how do we do this? Hey, where's my application? I'm ready to go. So, that's the way I approached it. And it's worked out well for me. I'm really glad that I got into this part of the industry.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a great eye opener because I speak to a lot of notaries and they just say, I'm not interested. And I'm thinking, well, then you're not reading up on what's coming. You know, they
Right.
just say they're used to doing business the way they're doing business. Well, let's focus on what's changing. And it's going to happen pretty quick, I think, in 2022. I think it's going to be a good year for Ron, without a doubt. So they got to get
Yeah.
on board. This is a great session you're coming up with to really, show people the change is coming.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, you've got bipartisan support for federal legislation coming any month, day, year now, however you want to put it. But that's the way I look at it, Roger, is get ready for the future. It's a global pandemic. It's a safe and secure way to get your documents notarized. And it probably accelerated Ron's adoption. I've heard anywhere from 5 to 7 years, but so be it. That's where we are now, and can't go back and can't change that. We can only go forward, and this is the way to do it in my
That's right.
very humble opinion.
It's so very true. And that's what I hear every time that I talk to a client is, was this because of COVID? And I have to explain to them, no, remote online notarization, or as I like to refer to it as virtual notarization, has been legal since 2012. And they don't understand that this process has been around for years. It's vetted, it's safe, and it is completely in their best interest at times. And it isn't something that was just thought of on a whim. It's not a fad. It's established. There's a foundation, and the entire industry can learn from the standards that remote online notarization brings, because there's so much more that Ron brings to the table than your typical in-person meeting.
Hardly. Been a long day, Amy.
It has. I'm waiting on. I was kind of stalling to get Judy in here so she could talk a little bit about her apostilles. She said she was joining here in a second. So, but I know that that's another area
Bring
that.
this comment up, Amy. You've got a marketing comment down there. See that? Lady says she's certified, but doesn't know how to market it.
And you know what? That's been the hardest part about being a notary. So I'll give you all a tip that I do. So if someone calls me, I don't offer in-person services. They might come to my house, which is fine. I'm not going to object to that. But I don't go to them. I won't. I don't drive to nobody. So when they ask me, can I assist with this notarization? My response is always, I definitely can help you. Did you know we can do this completely from your cell phone now? And then they're like, what?
Right.
Really? And then that's when you have to know your technology in order to sell it. You've got to know the law. You got to be able to explain what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and make them comfortable with what's going to happen so that they can make that decision. They always ask me, well, what if I just wanted you to come to me? And my answer to them is, you can't afford me. Sorry. I don't do it. What about you, Roger? What's your advice for marketing?
Yeah, there's still a handful of people that still want to do it the old-fashioned way. As a matter of fact, I had somebody coming over tonight to notarize a document, so I still let them in my door, but they are coming to me more so than me going out. But to me, it's so much easier to do it online. You can actually help a lot more customers in a one day through online than you ever could do driving from one location to the next. I mean, we all have those horror stories of people's homes we've been in or restaurants we've been at, right? You've taken all of that out with Ron. And to me, that is a big advantage, right? You're taking care of your customer. Everybody's safe. You're getting it done quickly. You're moving on to the next customer. You're making money. And that's what we're here to do.
Amy, what I would add is, so there's a question, and that might be the number 2 question behind which platforms should I use? Is how do I market my services? And we're going to answer that question too. One of the first presentations, we'll talk about automating your marketing and getting your calendar integrated into your marketing, and how much just seamless that can make getting your appointments set up and not double booking yourself and that type of thing. So that's going to be a neat topic. Then there's a couple other aspects we were going to cover. Rick Palco with Worldwide Media Solutions. How can you grow your business with your RON business with social media? And that's free. It's always in the budget, free 99. Somebody said the other day. I was like, yes. So social media can play a big part of it. And then there's other ways, email marketing, reaching out to your contacts, word of mouth, QR codes. There's Google My Business. There's a lot of different ways that you can go about it these days. Main thing is getting the word spread and raising awareness that it's even out there and available, that it's an option. So we'll answer that question. I'm just seeing Facebook users. I can't tell who the lady was or person was that asked the question, but any of those type of questions, please bring them to the event. And if we don't answer them during the presentation, you'll have an opportunity to list it in the chat. And, we'll figure out what kind of the most, which questions are getting asked the most somehow. And we'll figure it out and get you an answer. And then, go to that networking event, the networking rooms too. You can get a lot of answers when you break up into smaller groups and figure out what everybody just saw and just heard, and share notes and what sparked an idea for them might be different than something you hadn't heard. So yes, we will answer questions. Hi, Judy.
Hi, John. How are you?
I'm hanging right in there. It's been a long day, but
All right.
I'm
Well,
just
you've got
soaking.
You've got a few long ones left to go.
I'm getting there. It's all good.
Well, we finished our presentation today,
Excellent.
and I'm going to send you our bios and our pictures and all that kind of stuff tomorrow.
Awesome.
And we're all set and ready to roll with you.
I'll be releasing the schedule. Either I don't think it'll get done tonight. I've still got a few more phone calls. The slots are really filling up fast though, and everything's going to be coming together. That page will be published and then shared with all the registrants. If you'll excuse me just a second, let me refresh. I want to see. We're going to celebrate. No, we're not over 1,000 yet. We're right there, guys. 961. So we just need about 39 more. We'll get 1,000 registrants to this thing, and we still have not a week to go, but we still have some promoting to do. So
it's really exciting, John.
That's pardon me.
I said that's really exciting.
Oh, it really is. It's neat. And the thing about it is, those are I feel like that's a very targeted audience. The people that we're getting the word out to are notaries mostly themselves. So the work from home crowd and the side hustle crowd, that's fine. I don't bring them on, that's fine. But I'm thinking the 950 plus people that have registered are at their core or notaries, good-hearted notaries that want to learn more about this topic. And so that's really neat to see that I picture 950 people in an audience. That's crazy. Now our my platform that I'm going to use, I'm thinking we can hold at least 400 live. I'd love to have the problem of having more than 400 people live show up. And if we have a plan for that, and we'll unveil that later in the week and get everybody noticed on email. But it'll basically be something similar to this. So,
John, have you so sleepy? Have you spoken to Joe Lopez, because he has a huge group?
That group, Joe started that not even, I don't even think it's a year
I know
old,
that.
and there's over 6,000 or
I
7,000
think he
people.
has 6 or 7,000, and I'm
Yeah,
wondering, did anybody talk to him?
he's an affiliate. Yeah, I've got over. I think I've got about 23 affiliates. So like I said, I've called in all favors with this bad boy. But the affiliates, I really appreciate you all. You have the audience; they're your people, and we're partners in this thing. The commission is where you're making as much as I'm making, and it's not about the money at all. It's about helping people. The money that I make off this bad boy is going to go to cover my costs, more or less. There was some software and thing. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you, I'm not in it. I'm in it to help people. If we do that, the money will take care of itself. So we're not worried about that at all.
Well, I think it's going to be great, and it's really funny because I called every state, every Secretary of State's office to do a chart so that I could attach a chart to the presentation and say, and I just had one question. Do you accept remotely notarized documents for apostille?
Wow.
And I only wish that I had all the answers on tape, because we would have so much fun if we could listen to them. Because some of them said, "Do we accept what?"
Exactly. That's what we're up against.
Some
Exactly.
of
And
them
they're all
said,
good people.
I
They're all
swear
good
to you,
Yep.
I'm telling you, some of them said, "Do we accept what?" Some of them said, "No, no, 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 no," and some
Even
of
though
them
it's
said,
wrong.
and some of them said, "Yeah, sure we do."
Right.
Most of them, a lot of them, I don't know about most, but a lot of them had to switch me to somebody else who knew about it, because they didn't know about it. And so it made me laugh, because I guess this is not something that maybe in the Midwest or wherever that they know about yet. And then I would call these bizarre little places. Like today, I spoke to Iowa, and they said, "Oh yeah," and I said, "Oh, okay, good." So I'm putting a great big caveat on the chart that says that by the time you read this, it could have changed.
Exactly. But that would be great. That's great knowledge right there. That'll be great value. Just show up if you're interested in apostilles. Judy's done your homework for you.
Oh,
That's awesome.
I did, and I even gave them phone numbers of where to call, so that if they want to call themselves or whatever. um, but but I just thought that would make such an interesting addition to what we're going to be telling them, because we have 50
Yeah.
states, and I'm telling you, the responses were just really bizarre. So
It's interesting.
so and I'm actually going to add that into our book, because Matt and I just finished a book, and I'm going to add that into our book because I think it's great knowledge.
Yeah, it sure will be very
Yeah,
helpful.
yeah.
Because that's what apostille is doing your homework, doing your due diligence, and
Hmm.
then the process can be fairly smooth as long as if you took a good course like Judy's, like I did, that I highly recommend. My first apostille went through without a hitch because I
Some of
relied
them
on
are easier. Some
some
of them are
knowledge.
easier than others, and some of them are.
Yep.
Some of them take a little bit more work. But if you do get somebody, I mean, I think I'm the best in the world, but I'm sure that others think they are too. But if somebody teaches you the processes and the rules and what you can do and what you can't do, it's no different than loan signing. When we became loan signers, it seemed very difficult the first few times we went out. And now, you go to a refi, it's like, oh yeah, refi, I'll get done that in 20 minutes. But don't I remember the first few times that I did a refi, I think I stayed in those people's houses for an hour.
We all have to start somewhere. That's exactly right.
somewhere, and you know, think that you know, I think that great to everyone. A lot of people maybe can't even use it yet. Maybe they can't even use it yet, but they're going to at least get background and they're going to at least know what's coming around the pike.
Right.
Yeah. So, in closing, I guess we want to make sure everyone knows we are talking about RONLine 2021. It is happening October 11th through 15th, starting at 11:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 11 platforms with 2 brand new debuting platforms. You'll hear about them during the event, so you definitely don't want to miss it. And, on Friday, have the roundtable where you get to hear from the industry experts. Submit your questions ahead of time, get the answers you want, and be able to promote and sell it, because that's what we all are wanting to find out.
Yep. It's going to be fun. I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to it, guys. I think I can. I'm just the little engine that could at this point. That's what I keep hearing in the back of my mind. So we'll get there. I appreciate
Who's
everybody's
up on
patience.
who am I not saying hello to?
I'm Roger with
That's
the spirit signing.
He's
Roger,
with,
I think we met in at the NNA a few years ago.
I think we probably did. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
did. Are we going to meet there this year?
I'm not traveling anymore right now, but
Okay. Okay. Well, I am not traveling right now, but I am planning to travel. I hope by June I'm planning to get on an airplane.
gotta get back to some
Well,
kind of form.
it's all public. It's all been announced now. I found out today that I'm going to be a new grandma. So
congratulations.
it'll be number 4.
Woohoo!
Mhm.
That's awesome.
So
Here, wait, we've got more people.
Big fan of those grandbabies.
That and I saw Ebony.
well, I sent Ebony a link. I'm surprised she didn't join in. She's more than welcome to click the link and join in.
Wait, I just saw Matt and Ebony. Here's Ebony live, 7:57.
I don't see him on the link.
Yeah.
But we don't want to keep everyone all night. It's kind of late. It is a Monday night, so this is something they can kind of watch back and get more information on. So definitely take advantage of it. Connect with anyone that we've mentioned during the session today. It is for the event on October 11th through 15th, starting at 11:45 Eastern Time. It is going to debut 11 platforms with 2 new ones. The entire event is free. So come get your Ron on, as what John said earlier. Connect with some different vendors, such as Sue Hope with Notary Assist, or Clyde with Mobile Notary KC, or even Rick with Worldwide Media Solutions. Of course, Matt and Judy with their new book, all about apostilles. And then, of course, all of the platforms that are going to be presenting. We definitely hope that you all attend. Thanks for watching the video. We're going to call it a night. Any last words?
Going back to Clubhouse.
I've got a couple of hot dogs I'm gonna dig into here. I haven't eaten yet today. It's been a long day. So thank you guys. Appreciate you all having me. And Roger, I'll be in touch with some more information.
Great.
Judy, Amy, same thing. We'll get this schedule locked in and then get that page posted real soon.
Wonderful. Thanks everyone for dropping in. We will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Thank y'all.